Welcome to Late Fun Guys, Episode 3, Playoff Edition. Today we're going to be reviewing Game 2 performance of the Montreal Canadiens versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. The game ended 5-1. Toronto dominated Montreal 34-23 in shots. They dominated the face-off circle as well with 66% of the wins. They had 2 power play goals. Mark, Game 2 was not close to what we saw in Game 1. What are your thoughts?
No, it wasn't close, especially when you look at the final result. But first of all, I just want to get this out of the way. Auston Matthews, his smile, he keeps smiling. Game 1, he was laughing. Game 2 was smiling. It pissed me off. I just hope he gets knocked in the teeth. Up to that point, he hadn't scored a goal. So I just, finally he did. But I had enough of that. So I hope Game 3, they really...
He's definitely got under your skin, Mark.
Sorry?
He's definitely got under your skin.
Oh yeah, he has. And by the end of the day, Canadians didn't put that same effort. I was encouraged though by scoring that first goal. I felt that's what they needed to have a chance. But unfortunately, the wind came out of their sails on that Lekkonen turnover. It's unfortunate that it hit the ref's skate, but at the end of the day, he's going to make a better decision. He was on the ice for 2 other goals. I didn't think he had a good game. So there was that. And then the second time, Byron had to chase Matthews, but Merrill made a key, stepped up in the offensive zone. He cheated there. So that was another mistake there. And the Canadiens play on very thin margins. They can't afford these mistakes. Gallagher had a great opportunity in the second period to bring them up a goal. He missed on that. The face-offs was poor between KK did have a good night in the face-off circle, but Danault, Suzuki, Stahl did not. One thing I was impressed with was KK. He was tenacious. He was aggressive on that first goal. He went to the front of the net. I thought that was a very encouraging sign. For sure, he should definitely stay in the lineup, but Eric Stahl was clearly invisible. They're going to have to put a better effort for Game 3, but they got to stay out of the box too. We saw what happened in the second period with 20 shots. You can't let the Leafs screw around in your own zone. This team is not that good enough, and eventually you're going to strike on their opportunities as they did with the third goal. So that's unacceptable, and they're going to have to really address that.
Mark, this team has been overrated from the beginning. What Bergevin sees of the team, what we've all thought the team could deliver, is just not there. They've been a disappointment all season. If you take out the first 10 games, it's just been ups and downs, and we're seeing that in the playoffs, right? And Toronto doesn't even have Tavares, right? And they smacked us 5-1. Carey Price was spotty all game. For the Canadiens to win, no matter who's in that lineup, he has to be playing at a Vezina level, and he wasn't able to do that in Game 2. Your key guys are ghosts. Where's Tyler Toffoli? Where's Nick Suzuki? Those are the guys that need to perform. You had KA come in the lineup. We thought that was the right move. I'd like to see Cole Caufield in there as well. But Eric Stahl had one good game, and now he looks like he should be playing in the Spengler Cup, not the Stanley Cup Finals. So Stanley Cup playoffs. So I think that it's not surprising what we saw. I thought this would happen in Game 2. I expect something similar in Game 3. Again, Price needs to stand on his head, and the guys got to show up, and we got to score. And I'd like to see someone who can put the puck in the net, like Cole Caufield, enter the lineup ASAP. Because that's what we need. We need a goalie who's going to stop the puck as much as he can. And we need a couple of key timely goals. And from that, you'll probably end up with a win or be able to sneak out a win. Another thing that you mentioned that I completely agree with is the lack of discipline on the Habs. Way too many penalties in Game 2. 6 power play chances for Toronto versus 1 for the Canadiens. Weber's power play penalty when he cross-checked late in the third period was not what you would expect from a captain, especially with that amount of experience, who's won a gold medal with Team Canada. I think that they really blew it.
And there won't be a fine for that. Just a $5,000 fine, no suspension. So that's been confirmed.
Yeah, and I also think that challenge was later on in the game, down 3-1. I get what they were thinking. Like, can we, get this one back? It was very hard to tell on the cameras. And then put them in another penalty situation right after. It was a very dangerous call. So
But to
I
me,
think they just
Sam
got to
John, that
regroup
shows
for
me
game three.
that by Ducharme moving ahead with it, for sure, it wasn't his recommendation. It was brought down from upstairs. It tells me that they can't afford to be down more than 2 goals, because even if there's a 10% chance of it being successful, they know they don't have the offensive firepower to get the job done. So that shows to me that they know their margins are very thin, and it was almost like a Hail Mary. It was worth the risk of getting the penalty just for that 10% chance that for it to get overturned, keep it a 1-goal game, and then they have a fighting chance. But at 2 goals, that's what it told me.
Yeah, and that's extremely disappointing to hear, right? So it just plays into the narrative that Montreal is not, able to compete for a Stanley Cup at this point in their life cycle or their team. And we just gotta, as Habs fans, like even myself, yourself, we just gotta hope and pray that next year they turn it around and some of their core guys come back and develop. I expect something similar in Game 3. Toronto is going to take it to them. I think Montreal might come back with a little bit more, a better effort, something similar that we saw in Game 1, but I still expect Toronto to win the game.
I expect Montreal to come out flying for Game 3. It was very clear. They mentioned it post Game 1. Toronto was playing this game for John Tavares, and so they came out. Matthews got his first goal. They capitalized on their chances. Good for them. Montreal didn't, and like I said, Montreal has thin margins. They have to execute on their opportunities. If we look at the Winnipeg-Edmonton series, Winnipeg's up 2-0 there. How are they doing it with a less talented team? It's by hits and body checks. They're using the body. So Montreal needs to keep that up. And I think bringing in someone like Romanov, who now has watched 2 games up in the stands, replace him for Merrill. I don't think Merrill's getting the job done. He cost the Habs the second goal there. Bring him in. And then in terms of Caufield, who do you sub out for him? I think Lehkonen was an easy target because of the turnover on the first goal. He was on the ice for another one where he was deep in the offensive zone. But someone like Thomas Tatar, Mark Bergevin always mentions there's guys that get you to the playoffs and guys that get you through the playoffs. And in his case, he's a consistent 20-goal scorer, but he's not winning the battles. His energy is not there. I noticed he had 11 minutes, 27 of ice time, least on the team. And he's in your top 6. So to replace someone Caufield with him, I think it may make more sense than to replace Lehkonen. At the end of the day, that's Ducharme's decision. But I could see Tatar. I mentioned it after Game 1. I think he's a candidate to sit. So they're going to have to. And I think Game 3 is really important to win because we've seen how the Habs struggle in a back-to-back. Game 3 and Game 4 is a back-to-back. It's 3 games in 4 nights. So if this team has energy problems, 3 games, 4 nights, you could just imagine if they lose Game 3, they may not have that same energy Game 4. So Game 3 is crucial in my opinion. Get that victory and at least split the series after that. So by the end of the day, 1-1 right now. If you ask me, Samjam, the preview of Game 1, would I take 1-1? 100%. You would too. You know that. So, of course, you said Leafs in 5, and that is still likely to happen. But I'll take 1-1 heading into Game 3 any day of the year.
Yeah, I definitely take 1-1. I mean, that's great for the Habs that they're able to split this and take away home ice advantage. Although the way they've been playing at home all season doesn't look like home ice advantage will do them any good. In terms of like replacements within the lineup, I mean, there's so many candidates. It doesn't matter if you take out Tatar, Lehkonen, Armia. The fact is, and Merrill, KK, Romanov, and Cole Caufield should have been in the lineup from Game 1. I think even Stahl is hurting that we're missing Evans. I think he was a real surge for the offensive bottom 6. So looking forward to Game 3, Mark. We'll be back with a recap right after, and we'll be previewing Game 4. So stay tuned. And remember, follow us, like us. We're on YouTube now, and we'll also be on your favorite podcast channels, including Google, Spotify, and Apple. Go Habs, go.